Welcome back to another edition of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I'm your humble host, your illustrious, your most gracious host, Tone DeShields II. And I am so grateful to be here with the beautiful people. I cannot have asked for a better community. You guys are so consistent, so loyal to the soil. Sometimes I ask myself, what did I do to deserve this, right? I come in every day, I punch in, and I'm just trying to give you guys the best show, just trying to do my best, just trying to make sure I do my due diligence and I'm well researched and I'm not trying to just say things just for the sake of saying them. I'm not trying to just be a performer out here, but I'm trying to be an informer, right? I want to make sure not only am I entertaining, but I'm also giving you guys something of quality to listen to. And you obviously have people who struggle to do both, right? You have people who struggle to please both sides of the aisle. You got people who are so focused on entertaining, they can't even inform properly. Or they're having arguments that aren't in good faith. And then you got some people who are just so focused on the research that they're boring and they just can't really captivate you. And then they don't have any charisma, right? At Chalk It Up Sports, we're giving you both of that, right? We're making sure we're checking all the boxes here for you. Not only can we catch the football, but we can run the football and we can block here. You feel what I'm saying? We're a triple threat. So I really do appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Now, normally I would have been live much earlier, but I had a late start to my day. Please forgive me. I was up until about 5 or 6 a.m. playing college football 25. I know. Please don't kill me, y'all. But I had a late night or rather early morning, however you want to describe it. But I couldn't get off the controller, man. I couldn't get off the controller, and I'm in love with that game. I'm addicted to it, and sometimes I got to just pull myself away, and sometimes I got to get out the house. But I had a late start today, so that's exactly why we didn't have an earlier show. I would have been live here at around maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock Eastern time, something like that. But like I said, man, I was up until about 4 or 5 a.m. playing college football 25. So I apologize, you guys, for the late show. But regardless, we're going to have fun today. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the content. It means a lot to me. And man, oh man, we got some things to get into. We got some great football topics to discuss because there were some things to take away from that preseason game. And some highs, some lows, some things in between, some things I'm optimistic about, some things that I'm not so optimistic about. We're going to get into everything, right? Maybe you guys will agree, maybe you won't agree. But regardless, we all know we have the same goal in mind, and that's to make sure this team is in tip-top shape, ready to go in week 1. And I think that's all we ever really want from the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the content. So the way this is going to work is, right, I'm going to give you guys my overall observations, right? Because, the game is long, obviously, and you can't nitpick every single play, but you want to make sure you're paying attention to certain people. You want to make sure that you're analyzing things of significance, right? So this is how today's show is going to flow. I'm going to give you guys my overall observations, right? We're going to go quarter by quarter. That's what we're going to do here. So we're going to go quarter by quarter. Then I'm going to give you guys my overall observations. Then I'm going to give you guys my 5 big picture takeaways. Okay? So quarter by quarter, drive by drive, right? Then you're going to get my overall observations. And lastly, we're going to talk about my 5 big picture takeaways. So let's get into that, okay? Let's have some fun. We got about 37 people in here right now, and it's and counting. What's going on? Chin, Brian Grant, Little Drew Griffith, Davon Tyree, S. Blunt, Nico and Stephen Sher, the Crow Killers, Jamal Harris, Weapon X Eagles Media. What's going on, my man? Relative Time Works, the Big Dog, Antonio Holmes. Appreciate you guys for being here. Everybody, if you're just coming in, make sure you smash that like button on the way in and hit that like button before you get too comfortable. I need you to make sure that before you get too comfortable, take your shoes off, make sure you wash your hands, make sure you hang up your coat. You dig what I'm saying? Go say hi to grandma in the back. You know, go say hi to your auntie. She ain't seen you in a couple years. You know, go say hi to your little cousin. You know, they look up to you, right? Make sure you take care of the housekeeping first. Make sure you smash that like button before you get too comfortable. All right. So I appreciate you guys. So let's go quarter by quarter here. Quarter by quarter. So first quarter, right? First quarter opens up with the Eagles defense. That's their first drive. And my biggest takeaway from that drive is Bryce Huff came out very strong. On first down, he tackled Ramondre Stevenson on a rush attempt for 4 yards. Second down, followed that up by tackling Demario Douglas on the pass attempt for 1 yard, which set up the 3rd and 5 incompletion by Jacoby Brissett, forcing the punt return or the punt attempt. Now, James Bradbury got off easy because that was a situation where he got beat by Austin Hooper, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he got beat by Austin Hooper on that drive, and Jacoby Brissett just couldn't make the throw. Let me make sure I'm accurate in that assessment. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So Jacoby Brissett, he tried to hit Austin Hooper with a deep ball, and he beat James Bradbury cleanly. And James Bradbury just couldn't get there in time, but luckily it was an overthrown pass. So boom, Eagles forced punt on their first drive. So that was a strong drive by Bryce Huff, right? Got to give credit where credit is due. He came out, played the run very well, and he played that screen very well, right? In the open field. So you got to give credit where credit is due with that. Getting to the offense's first drive. Kenny Pickett came out starting with the second team offense. And it says here that I have written. So the Eagles opened that drive up being pinned on their own 2-yard line. And you got to give credit to the Patriots for pinning them back right there. Kenny Gainwell started out with a 4-yard run on first down to create some space. But then, of course, in Kenny Pickett fashion, he botched second and third down, and that led to an Eagles punt. And then the Eagles defense gets back on the field. Avonte Maddox, he was able to pick off Jacoby Brissett in the red zone. A short pass left intended for Austin Hooper on third down in the red zone. He took it 47 yards before being pushed out of bounds at the Eagles' 45-yard line, putting them in great field position. Now, on that drive, the Eagles did allow 2 third down conversions. And at one point, they allowed 3 rush attempts of 4 yards or more, leading to a conversion for first down. So that's not a good sign for that second string group of defensive linemen. Not a good sign at all. Now, obviously, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter did not play. Not many starters played for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the only starter on the defensive line that played in that game was Bryce Huff, and that's because they need to see more. He's the new guy. They want to make sure that he's pretty sturdy in coverage and also in rushing the passer and playing the run. Again, new guy. They just want to make sure he gets as many reps as possible. But yeah, that defense's second drive with the Avonte Maddox pickoff, that was pretty good for the Avonte Maddox. But the Patriots were marching down the field, and the Eagles couldn't get off the field to save their lives. But Jacoby Brissett made yet another mistake, and Avonte Maddox took advantage of it. And you got to give credit to Avonte Maddox. He is quite frankly fighting for his job, and this is a good thing for him. He showed up, whereas though James Bradbury did not. Moving on to the offense's second drive. The Eagles were able to take advantage of field position, and ultimately they ended up kicking the field goal, putting them up 3-0 on the Patriots. And then the defense goes back on the field. The defense's third drive, PJ Mustapha and Jalix Hunt were able to stuff Ramondre Stevenson for a 3-yard run. And this set up back-to-back incompletions by Jacoby Brissett, and the Patriots were forced to punt the ball. And then on the offense's third drive, you got absolutely nothing from Kenny Pickett, nothing at all. And now we're going into the second quarter. Before I go into that second quarter, though, overall observations from that first quarter was Bryce Huff came to play. He was active. Even though he only played about 10 snaps, he was pretty active. And I think he ended the game with about 4 or 5 tackles, if I'm not mistaken. And then you got to give credit to Avonte Maddox. So Bryce Huff and Avonte Maddox, they were the story of the first quarter on defense, if you ask me. And then obviously Kenny Pickett, his struggles were just glaring. My man Michael Felder, the OG, triple OG, thank you so much, sir, for your $20 donation. Means a lot to me. He says, let's hit the like and share button, y'all. Y'all heard the man. My man paid $20 for, hey, listen, y'all heard him. Smash that like button. Make sure you guys share the content. Also, make sure you guys are subscribe to the show as well. And I'm going to get to your comments, by the way, right? I don't want you guys to think I'm forgetting about that. I'm going to get to your comments. I want to get through my quarter by quarter analysis, and then I'm going to get to your comments, and then I'll get to my overall observations, and then we'll probably read more comments between there, and then we'll get to my 5 big picture takeaways. Okay, so make sure you guys stay tuned. We have a jam-packed show, and you guys want to make sure you're buckled up for this, right? The ride may get a little bumpy for some people, but regardless, the view is going to be amazing. So shout out to my man Michael Felder with the $20 donation. We're going to let that stay on the screen for a little while, Michael, because I really do appreciate that. So getting into the second quarter here. Defense started with their 4th drive being on the field. Keely Ringo, let's be honest. Keely Ringo, this was a pretty good drive for him. Keely Ringo, he gave Baker number 6 for the Patriots. He gave him no space to make the catch on 3rd down, which forced a field goal attempt for the Patriots. He played the receiver in the ball well, immediately turned his head around and kept track of the ball. And then that tied the game up 3-3. Eagles tied 3-3 with the Patriots. Now the Eagles offense goes back on the field on their 4th drive. Kenny Pickett, he hit Will Shipley on a screen pass, getting them out of that 2nd and 22 situation. You know, it seems like with Kenny Pickett, it felt like they were playing behind the sticks a lot. It felt like they were always struggling to get a good start on their first downs. And you saw that with them being at 2nd and 22. Kenny Pickett was able to hit Will Shipley. Will Shipley made something happen, getting 19 yards, setting up a 3rd and 3 first down conversion, RPO pass to E.J. Jenkins for 4 yards, right? So Will Shipley really saved that drive or saved that series to an extent. And then E.J. Jenkins was able to convert on the RPO pass from Kenny Pickett. So decent conversion, decent recovery. You know, I got to give credit where credit is due when it comes to Will Shipley. Will Shipley, my biggest takeaway from him has been his patience and his ability to create positive yards in both the run and pass game. I really do like his vision. That stands out to me as well. And then moving on, same drive, Kenny Pickett, after they converted that basically 2nd and 22 to 3rd and 3, and when they convert that for a first down, Kenny Pickett stalls out again, has no sense of urgency in the pocket. Kenny Pickett takes way too many sacks. As a matter of fact, on that drive, he was sacked on back-to-back plays and 3 times in total on that same drive. So think about that. Sacked on back-to-back plays, but on the overall drive, took 3 sacks in total. I think he was sacked like 6 times on the night, 5 or 6 times on the night. And the Eagles ultimately failed on a 4th down attempt, which was a turnover on downs. So they turned the field. Now the Eagles defense goes back on the field for their 5th drive. On the first down pass, both Bradbury and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. got cooked. Let's just call it what it is. Bradbury and Trotter Jr. missed an easy open field tackle. Well, let me not say open easy. They both missed the open field tackle. It was 2 of them right there. So there was no reason why that ball carrier should have got past them. Nonetheless, James Bradbury got yanked. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. got yanked. And it would have been a loss for yards, but it turned into a 6-yard gain, which set up a Patriots 14-yard run up the middle. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. The whole drive, they had the Philadelphia Eagles defense on their heels, and the Patriots were taking advantage. The Patriots actually ended up gashing the Eagles with a 23-yard screen pass to the running back Jermichael Hasty, while Nakobe Dean was sent as a blitzer. So you can't really blame Nakobe Dean for that situation. Nakobe Dean had a responsibility. He had an assignment, and his assignment was to blitz the quarterback, and he did just that. They just got caught off guard. And then in the red zone, Eagles got caught again with a simple zone read touchdown run by Drake May. Jalix Hunt misread it, and he didn't set the edge, and he bit on the running back, and now the Eagles are down 10-3 because of a Drake May zone read. Simple as that. Now we're transitioning to the offense's 5th drive, right? And this is the final drive of the second quarter or the final drive of the first half. Once again, Kenny Pickett has happy feet. He won't stay in the pocket. He refuses to let go of the ball. And I had to ask myself, are guys really not generating separation, or is he just that bad? Because again, sacked 4 times in the first half, not a good look. And look, I'm not trying to give bail to the offensive line. The offensive line was the second and third string offensive line was not great yesterday. But I saw Tanner McKee with the same guys out there operating at a higher frequency. And we're going to get into that. So now Before we get to the third quarter, overall observations from that second quarter. Kenny Pickett is really, really, really limited. Like really limited. James Bradbury, I don't see it. I don't see a scenario where James Bradbury makes this roster. I think the Philadelphia Eagles would do themselves and him justice if they just cut ties, allow him to catch on with another team over the next couple weeks, which would buy him time, man. I don't think they should waste his time. I don't think he should waste their time. He gave it a good go. He's a professional, and I got nothing but respect for him. But I think they need to move on from Bradbury. And again, we're going to get into that later on. So where were we? Now, let's start the third quarter. Rob Dice says, by halftime, what did I learn? Kenny Pickett sucks. Oh, man, you guys are crazy. I can't wait to get to your comments because we got a lot to discuss. I can't wait. Third quarter, we get here, and the offense goes back out on the field for their sixth drive. Will Shipley, once again, showing patience on a 6-yard rush attempt, which set up a 3rd and 3, where Tanner McKee was able to come in and convert for a first down. And it's so amazing what Tanner McKee does, right? He's confident. He stands tall in the pocket. He has a clock in his head, and he gets rid of the ball, and he knows where he wants to go with it. And he was able to fit, and then remind you, this is 3rd and 3. He was able to fit the ball in the tight window on an out route to E.J. Jenkins for 13 yards. And E.J. Jenkins did a hell of a job working that sideline, showing great instincts and spatial awareness. And then on first down, McKee hit Joseph Ngata for an 11-yard reception on the right sideline, converting for a first down. And quite frankly, I'm watching that game, and I said to myself, he's already making quicker and better decisions than Kenny Pickett, and it's only been one drive. But the drive ultimately ended on a failed 4th down attempt, and they had a turnover on downs. And then the defense goes back on the field for their 6th drive, and Keely Ringo almost got beat bad on the deep ball on 3rd down from Drake May, but Javon Baker dropped it, and then that forced them to punt. So that wasn't a good rep for Keely Ringo. He had an okay day. wasn't perfect, but Ringo almost got beat for a crazy deep ball to Javon Baker from Drake May on 3rd down, and he dropped it, and they also had to punt. So now the offense goes back on the field for their 7th drive. Tanner McKee is keeping his eyes downfield, standing tall in the pocket, and then he delivers a solid, accurate pass. He's just better than Kenny Pickett, flat out. It's no question about it. On 1st and 10 on the Philadelphia 23-yard line, he threw a 23-yard pass to Joseph Ngata. Perfect. And then on 3rd and 7, a crucial 3rd down, on 3rd and 7 at the Philadelphia 49-yard line, he threw a 10-yard pass to Ngata again, converting. But the drive ultimately ended with a punt. And then the defense goes back out there. Defense goes out there for their 7th drive. And unfortunately, Josh Jobe, he got called for a defensive pass interference on 3rd and 7. You can't do that. You can't do that to your defense. When your defense gets a solid start on 1st and 2nd down, and you have them 3rd and distance or 3rd and long, so to speak, right? You can't get too handsy and get caught with a defensive pass interference. Now, some people would say it was debatable, right? Because the ball didn't seem catchable. But regardless, you can't put yourself in that situation. And honestly, that was the only bit of yardage that the Patriots were able to generate on that drive. Because on 2nd and 10 at the 50, Nakobe Dean made a great tackle for no gain on the pass from Drake May to Polk, forcing a 3rd down. And then 3rd and 10 comes, Nolan Smith absorbs the chip, he bounces off of it, continues to pursue Drake May with relentless effort, and he actually ended up sacking him for an 8-yard loss, which forced a punt attempt by the Patriots. Here's my thing about the Nolan Smith sack. You like to see it, right? Back-to-back games with a sack, but at the same time, I'm not seeing the plan. I heard that he was supposed to be better with executing his pass rush moves. And is he waiting until the regular season to unleash? I don't know. But it kind of just seemed like he got fortunate with the left tackle and the left guard not being on the same page with the chip move. And he took advantage of that and basically got bounced into Drake May. He just had to finish it. So, look, Nolan Smith, I'm very neutral on him. I'm not high on Nolan Smith right now. I'm not down on Nolan Smith right now. I'm very neutral. But right now, Nakobe Dean's stock is rising. And I think people need to start taking him a little bit more serious. And again, I've been very transparent about how I feel about Nakobe Dean and how at one point I was not optimistic, but there's still a ton of time left. So things can change. And as of right now, it looks like things are starting to slow down for him, and he's starting to catch on. That was a strong drive for Nakobe Dean. And got to give credit to Nolan Smith for taking advantage of the opportunity he was given. Now the offense goes back out there for their 8th drive. It's 2nd and 10 at the Philadelphia 24-yard line. Got to give credit to Tyrion Davis-Price for getting a solid gain of 9 yards, setting up 3rd and 1. And then Will Grier comes in, the 4th-string quarterback. He comes in for a little bit, and then he was able to convert on a 6-yard run. And then he followed that up with a solid. He followed that up with a solid 9-yard pass to Austin Watkins, setting up 2nd and 1 at the 50. And then Tyrion Davis-Price comes back again, stays patient, bobs and weaves through the traffic, and earns 13 yards on a rush attempt. And then fortunately, Will Grier was able to follow that up with a 7-yard pass completion to Austin Watkins, setting up a 2nd and 3. And now we're going into the 4th quarter, right? The offense is still on the field for the 8th drive. And Will Grier was able to hit A.J. Jenkins on a 19-yard pass, setting up 1st and 10 at the New England 11. And then Jenkins brings it down with one hand. That was pretty cool, right? A.J. Jenkins had a really great day, and we're going to talk more about that. But, man, Will Grier came in, was able to move the ball. Tanner McKee came in, was able to move the ball. The only person that couldn't move the ball was Kenny Pickett. And that says a lot to me. If Will Grier was able to move the ball and Tanner McKee can move the ball, why can't Kenny Pickett move the ball with better guys on the field? That says everything I need to know. That tells me everything I need to know about Kenny Pickett. So E.J. Jenkins had a strong drive. Will Grier had a strong drive. Tyrion Davis-Price had a strong drive, converting as well. But unfortunately, the Eagles couldn't complete the drive, and they had to settle for a field goal, making the score Patriots 10, Eagles 6. But the game is close. The game is close, and it's very physical out there. Now the defense goes back out on the field. If you guys are just hopping into the live stream, we are going through a quarter by quarter and a drive by drive, play by play, or basically a key moments throughout the game that I want to discuss with you guys. We're going quarter by quarter, drive by drive. Make sure you guys smash that like button, and also make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you're new. And by the way, shout out to all my people who are watching this live stream, watching this show after the fact. A lot of you guys can't catch it live. Maybe you're working, maybe you're busy, whatever it may be. Maybe the time constraints, maybe just you got something going on. Doesn't matter to me. You guys always come back, and I really do appreciate you for taking the time out to kick it. Now let's get to that defense's 8th drive. Once again, the Patriots or the Eagles settled for a field goal on offense, putting the score 10-6 Patriots. Now the defense goes back out there for their 8th drive. Unfortunately, it wasn't really a good start for the defense or the special teams, because special teams gave up a 53-yard kick return, setting up great field position for the Patriots. And there was a situation on 1st and 10 where Josh Jobe had a clear opportunity for a pick 6, but he couldn't keep his balance and couldn't hold on to the ball, and they missed out on that opportunity. And the Eagles had a chance, and also the Eagles had a chance to get off the field and give up. They had a chance to get off the field, but they ended up giving up a killer 3rd down conversion for 1st down. The reality is the quarterback had all day to find a receiver. I believe that was Melton, right? To do Melton the third for the Patriots. The quarterback had all day to find a receiver, and then Tristan McCullum. It looked like to me that he lost his man in traffic, and it was pretty much just one of those situations where the guys can't cover the whole time. Somebody was bound to get open, and again, they could have forced a punt, but they had to settle for a field goal. Now the Eagles are down 13-6 to the Patriots. Now the offense goes back out there. Will Grier gets another opportunity, and then he shows why he's a 4th stringer. The Eagles' offensive line weren't getting enough push for the running backs. It was just a bad drive overall. Now the defense goes back out there, and Tristan McCullum came up big. He forced a huge incompletion on a tough but catchable pass, and it ultimately forced a punt for the Patriots. Now the offense goes back out in the field, and the Philadelphia Eagles saw an opportunity to win this game, and they decided to bring Tanner McKee back out there. That told me everything I needed to know. Once again, they brought out Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee has just been better, and they decided that they wanted him back out there to win that game. And this is where Tanner McKee really shined. This is the 10th drive for the offense, by the way, and we are in the 4th quarter. All right, so let me get to this. So Tanner McKee, he comes back out, and he delivers a 16-yard pass on the left sideline to Joseph Ngata, a pinpoint pass. You know, what you notice with it is McKee clearly has the arm strength and the ball placement to make those throws consistently, and he's done it through our preseason. On top of that, he just makes more good decisions than bad ones, and he's not afraid to take the check down and let his guys make a play. There was a moment on 2nd and 10 at the Philadelphia 46-yard line where he was able to hit Austin Watkins for a 12-yard gain, and then on 1st and 10 at the New England 42, he was able to hit Kendall Milton, the running back, for a 10-yard pass. And then at 1st and 10 at the New England 32, he throws a strike to Joseph Ngata for a 28-yard gain. And then they were able to get to the New England 4, and it was 1st and goal. He was able to hit Kevin Foch, that tight end they brought in, Kevin Foch, for a 3-yard gain, setting up second and goal at the New England 1-yard line. And that set up a Kendall Milton one yard touchdown run on 2nd down. So got to give credit where credit is due for with Tanner McKee for just being methodical and strategic on that drive. He took risk, but they were calculated risk. His ball placement was tremendous. You saw the arm talent. I've liked what I've seen from Tanner McKee, especially on the guy that habit drives. And then the Eagles decided to be aggressive. They decided to go for 2 points instead of going for the tie, which I respect. Because look, it's a preseason game. You want to see if your guys can execute that situation. Situational football is key in this league. So the Eagles decided to go for 2, and they ultimately converted it on the Tanner McKee pass to Aniyah Smith. Shout out to Aniyah Smith for having a moment there. He hasn't had the brightest training camp whatsoever, but that was a good moment for him to be able to convert that and help the Eagles take the lead 14-13 over the Patriots. So I really love the aggression by Kellen Moore and Tanner McKee on that drive. And then the Eagles defense goes back out there, and it's 1st and 10. And Joe Milton, the quarterback for the Patriots at the time, was sacked by Eagles defensive tackle Thomas Booker, which forced a 2nd and 17. And then the Eagles followed that up on 3rd and 17. And then the Eagles followed up on 3rd and 17. And edge rusher Terrell Lewis was able to sack Joe Milton again after Thomas Booker blew up the interior and collapsed the pocket. That was a really strong drive for Thomas Booker. He has a chance of making his roster. Obviously, Moro Ojomo has had a great training camp. I haven't heard anything about Marlon Tuipulotu. Gabe Hall's been okay, but Thomas Booker and Moro Ojomo have been the 2 guys behind Milton Williams who have really shown their value here and have really made plays. I like Thomas Booker. So the Eagles were able to get out the field and force the punt after sacking Joe Milton twice. And then the offense goes back out in the field, and they're just trying to kill the clock. They're not really trying to move the chains. Well, they were, but they couldn't. So again, they're just trying to kill the clock. And then the defense goes back out there, the Eagles defense, and the Patriots, they botched it. You know, the Patriots were moving the ball, but their center botched his 3rd snap. That backup center for the Patriots has real issues. They botched 3 snaps that entire game, and they was able to recover 2 of them, but it finally bit them at the wrong time in the end, and the Eagles were able to recover the fumble and they were able to seal away the game on a quarterback kneel, and that's the game right there. So, yeah, man. First things first. Credit to the Philadelphia Eagles for winning the game, right? And for standing tall and staying tough and sticking with it. Now I'm going to give you guys my overall observations from everything that I've talked about, because as I'm when I'm charting every play, it's fast. It happens fast. So I like to focus on the significant moments, right? And again, the moments of value, the moments that matter. All right, let me get some of your comments real quick. Jonathan Cook says, I think Tyler Steen probably set himself back bad. Have you heard anything about his injury? I haven't heard any updates, but yeah, he set himself back really bad, and he hasn't really had the best of luck. It hasn't been because of how he's performed. He's been playing well, but he hasn't been healthy. Mekhi Becton has been playing just as good, if not better, and he's been healthier. And Mekhi Becton is the right guard, and he will be the right guard, barring any unforeseen circumstances. All right, Sean, what's good? Hope all is well. Private McClunky, what's going on? JDM Life, what's good? Lord Vaughn says, yeah, Tanner is better, but Pickett is going to stay our number 2 because he's good trade capital because he was drafted in the 1st round. We can get like a 3rd or 4th for him. I don't know, man. I don't know if we can get a third or a fourth for Kenny Pickett. Everything I've seen from him is just not impressive. Not impressive at all. Tanner McKee was drafted way later than him, and look how much better he is at just running the offense. Detrick Ratliff says, keep grinding, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the kind words. It's a Philly thing, says Tanner McKee is Jalen Hurts' backup. Well, hopefully the Philadelphia Eagles make that decision, because as of right now, they have Kenny Pickett as their number 2. They keep saying that, but there's no way you can justify this to your players that Kenny Pickett deserves to be the number 2, especially if you've been preaching competition is at the forefront. You can't tell me competition is important, but then you got somebody holding up a spot that they don't deserve. The cognitive dissonance is alarming. My man S. Blunt says, per Elliott Shore Parks, McKee has shown flashes of being better in practice, but overall hasn't been the stats of the reps I charted. Pickett, 89 for 131, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 219 reps. McKee, 60 at 84, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 115 reps. I mean, I guess, but when I see the game, when I'm watching guys actually playing football, not in no controlled environment, when I'm actually seeing guys doing their job when the bullets is flying, Tanner McKee is the better quarterback. Tanner McKee is the better quarterback. It's not a question. Chin says, Kenny Pickett is a poor man's Carson Wentz, and I'm talking about the backup version of Wentz. Damn, that's crazy. SB Ricky says, hit that like button, y'all. Man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ricky. Lord Vaughn says, Philly thin. Don't forget Jenkins, who got injured but was turned up. Yeah. Gotcha. It's a Philly thing, says Tanner McFoles was clutch, had a game-winning drive. Nolan Smith had a beast. Nolan Smith was a beast, had a sack. Avonte Maddox had a great game, had an interception. Brandon Smith was sensational, game-winning fumble recovery. I wouldn't say sensational, and I wouldn't say Nolan Smith was a beast. I wouldn't say those two things. I think Nolan Smith took advantage of his opportunity. He did what he was supposed to do, but when you're going up against legitimate offensive lines, starting offensive lines, you're not going to get gimmies, right? You're not going to get easy sacks. You got to earn them. And I don't know. Again, I'm glad he finished the play. I'm glad he got back-to-back sacks, but I don't know how much he's earning these sacks. And that's the disconnect for me. Nico and Stephen share the Crow Killers. They say, Mr. Tone, why is Pickett wearing gloves? I watched some tape with my uncles, and only time I saw gloves was in a snow game with Vic and one with Jaws in a blizzard at Vet Stadium. Does he need to? Kenny Pickett's hands are small. His hands are super small. So he wears gloves so he can have a better grip of the football. I don't know why he wears gloves. I think it's idiotic. Nakobe Dean, Austin says Nakobe Dean might actually be a decent guy for us if he can stay on the field. Yeah, man. Nakobe Dean has some moments. He has some moments. I enjoy this play. Happy birthday to my man BG31, man. Happy birthday, Bird Gang. Happy birthday. You don't look a day over 40. Ray Bailey says, sorry, not sorry, but Pickett can't kick it. That was good. That was good, Ray. I like that. That was good. He said he's not good, bro, at all. He's not good. He's not. Roland says McKee looking like a second-round pick with upside. The future is bright for him. Yeah, for real. The future is definitely bright for him. Rob Dice says, by halftime, what did I learn? Kenny Pickett sucks. All right. Previn McClunky says, and also I take back everything I said about Anaya Smith. After his 2-point conversion, his confidence is up, and I'm putting my life savings in his stock. No, don't put your life savings in there now. He had a good moment, and it was good for his confidence. That's the kind of play that wins you a football game. He came in, did his job. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Appreciate it for what it was. He still has a lot of ground to cover. He has not had a good offseason. He has not had a good training camp whatsoever. But again, that was a good moment for him. SB Ricky says Pickett can't even throw the ball 20 yards. It's so funny you say that. It's so funny you say that because listen to this. Did you know that through 2 preseason games, according to PFF, Tanner McKee was graded as the Eagles' best offensive player, and Kenny Pickett was graded as the 5th worst offensive player? Oh, my God. And I'll take it a step further. Kenny Pickett can't even – he averages 5 yards an attempt. It's ridiculous. Aishan says, talk that talk, Tone. Nolan Smith isn't doing it against anyone so far. Facts. As Blunt says, I need to see Pickett versus first defenses before I jump on that wagon. Brian Stetcher says, we need Jalen Mills back on the team. Oh, yeah, I heard he got cut. Jalen Mills was always an interesting player. He always did his job, I'll tell you that. He took risk, but he tackled, and he was versatile. Chin says Pickett has no arm and no pocket presence at all. Brian Stetcher says, dump Bradbury and sign Jalen Mills back. Well, we still got some other people that we got to figure some things out about before we think about Jalen Mills. As Blunt says, I need to see Tanner versus the first team defense before I jump on that wagon. He says, correction, Tanner, not Pickett. Got you. All right. So let me get to my specific observations that stood out to me. Once we get through my overall observations, then we're going to discuss my 5 big picture takeaways. Big picture, okay? So, as far as my overall observations go, man, I got to give credit to EJ Jenkins, Will Shipley, and Joseph Ngata. They took advantage of their opportunities. They were by far the best guys offensively. Outside of Tanner McKee, they were the most productive players for the Philadelphia Eagles offense. EJ Jenkins caught all 5 of his targets, 5 catches, 47 yards, average 9 yards of reception. His longest catch of the day was 19 yards. And then Joseph Ngata had a great day. 5 targets, 5 receptions, 88 yards receiving, average 17.6 yards of reception. His longest catch of the day, 28 yards. And then Will Shipley, 4 targets, 4 receptions, 31 yards, average 7.8 yards per reception. Longest catch of the day, 19 yards. And then obviously Will Shipley had some yards in the running game as well. So, Will Shipley, he's interesting. Again, still developing, a player that, we like. EJ Jenkins and Joseph Ngata. Here's the thing about Ngata. He had a good game. I don't know if it does anything for his chances of competing for the wide receiver 3 spot. I think if anything, it secured his practice squad spot. I'll say that. It secured him a spot on the practice squad, but he hasn't really jumped up the page at all training camp. And I mean, he had a moment and he took advantage of it. And I respect it. His stock is definitely up in somebody's eyes. And then EJ Jenkins, I think this is a huge game for him because we've been looking for somebody to step up besides Grant Calcaterra, right? In that tight end room. And the Philadelphia Eagles have been dealing with a lot of injuries at tight end with Grant Calcaterra, and now EJ Jenkins dealing with something now. Now the word is it's not that serious, but EJ Jenkins, I love everything about him in terms of the measurables, the athleticism. He had a strong game. He was consistent with catching the ball. He took advantage of his opportunities, and he was able to create some level of separation. And when he couldn't, he had the concentration to catch the ball on the sideline and hold on to the ball in traffic. This goes a long way. I think EJ Jenkins is making the push at least for tight end 3. At least. Question is, can he block consistently? That's the question. And then moving on from that, Another observation I had was the Eagles' offensive line did not have a good day. The second and third string offensive line, they were up and down. They allowed 5 sacks. They only were able to generate 2.9 yards per rush from the running backs. So that means they weren't really getting much push. The running backs really had to get it from the mud. And on top of that, in their defense, they were going up against the Patriots starting defensive line in that first part of that game. So, it wasn't easy, but once those starters came off the field, you saw the offensive line starting to settle in, and Tanner McKee was able to take advantage of that. But they did allow 5 sacks. I think a good portion of those 5 sacks are because Kenny Pickett wouldn't let go of the ball. Also, Tanner McKee, in my opinion, he won this game for the Philadelphia Eagles. He should definitely be the Eagles' second string quarterback. He's way better. He's better than Pickett in every way. Tanner McKee finished the game 15 for 19, 140 yards, averaged 7 yards an attempt. Kenny Pickett finished the game 11 for 13, 67 yards, averaged 5 yards an attempt, while taking 4 sacks with 24 yards of total loss. Not good. So again, don't let Kenny Pickett's efficiency fool you. He can't push the ball down the field, and on top of that, he holds onto the ball entirely way too long. Whereas though McKee throws guys open, and whereas though Pickett, he waits for guys to get wide open, and that's not the kind of quarterback you want to be. You want to be able to throw guys open and put them in positions to win. Tanner McKee doesn't care what kind of traffic it is. He trusts his arm and he trusts his receivers to be able to make the play. Big Pickens says AJ was invested in Ngata. Really was rooting for him. Absolutely, man. That was such a dope moment, right? Seeing all the guys really support Joseph Ngata, especially on that play where he was able to stretch for the first down. I thought that was so dope. So yeah, man. I love seeing my veterans show love to the young guys. Also, Avonte Maddox, he lives to fight another day. Avonte Maddox, obviously, I said earlier, he had that big interception in the red zone, was able to take it 47 yards. He's fighting for a job. So with James Bradbury stock going down, with Sidney Brown being on the PUP list, with Reed Blankenship and CJGJ having history of being in and out of the lineup, Avonte Maddox's value is definitely up. He's versatile, could play the safety and play the nickel. I think Avonte Maddox ultimately ends up making his roster. And then Bryce Huff played very well, made strong contributions in the run game, was able to secure 4 tackles on 10 snaps played. He was even solid dropping back in coverage, and he made an open field tackle on the Patriots receiver screen. And then Nakobe Dean and Jeremiah Trotter Jr., right? Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and Nakobe Dean, they weren't exceptional, but they were solid, right? I think Nakobe Dean had a better game than Trotter Jr. Trotter missed an open field tackle, but overall had an okay game. And Dean, he made a really, really good open field tackle on the screen pass attempt. If he missed it, it's a big game for the Patriots. And listen to this. According to PFF, and I didn't know this until this morning, according to PFF, Nakobe Dean has been the Eagles' highest graded player through 2 preseason games with a 91.6 rating. What? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Who would have thought that Nakobe Dean would have been the highest graded defensive player for the Philadelphia Eagles through 2 games in the preseason? That's higher than Devin White, Zach Bond, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. That's higher than Jalix Hunt. That's higher than Nolan Smith. That's higher than James Bradbury. It's crazy. I didn't expect that. Again, I knew Nakobe was having a solid preseason run, but to think and to find out that he was the highest graded player through 2 preseason games for the Philadelphia Eagles on defense, 91.6 rating, that's really reassuring. And then Nolan Smith, we spoke about it earlier. He was able to secure a sack, but he's concerning me, man. He doesn't cause enough chaos for me. I'm not seeing the pass rush moves that he's been talking about. He's high effort. He's always going to give you 150%. He's never going to stop chasing the quarterback, but he's not dynamic. He's not wrecking the game. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. maybe you guys are saying something that I'm not, but Nolan Smith has just been pedestrian. He's just been having these moments where he gets gifted a sack. The first sack, nobody touched him, came off. Yesterday's sack, the left tackle and the left guard had a miscommunication on the chip play, and he took advantage of it. I mean, look, I'm not mad at him for not taking advantage. It just seems like he's just being gifted these sacks, and it's kind of making it hard to evaluate him. Moving on, the defensive tackle I mentioned earlier, Thomas Booker, looked very powerful. I really enjoyed that drive he had where he was able to get a sack, and then he was able to wreck it for the Patriots. He collapsed their interior, and then Terrell, I think his name Terrell Davis or Terrell, what is it? Terrell, where is it? Terrell Lewis. Terrell Lewis was able to get that sack after Booker collapsed the interior. And then James Bradbury, like I said, did not look good tonight at all. He missed the open field tackle. He got beat by a tight end again. Luckily, Jacoby Brissett overthrew him, and he got run over. And he got run over at one point in this game. Tristan McCullum outplayed him. Tristan McCullum was more physical, more athletic, and he's shown me more. John Ross also left the game with a concussion, and that hurts his chances of making his roster. Obviously, the wide receiver 3 position is definitely still opening up for grabs, but it seems like Brenton Covey is in the lead right now, especially with Johnny Wilson not having a good week at training camp. And on top of that, he didn't play because he was in concussion protocol as well. So it's looking like Brenton Covey is in pole position for that wide receiver 3 spot, but I also wouldn't be surprised if the Philadelphia Eagles still outsource for the position. And then finally, another observation, Tyler Steen, he left the game with an injury. He walked off the field under his own strength, but eventually he was carted off, and that's not a good look for him. It's not a good sign at all. It definitely takes a hit on the Eagles' depth, but I still like what we have with Trevor Keegan at guard. I really like what we have there as well. So that could be somebody that could really be a swing guard while Tyler Steen is out. And then Mekhi Becton, he didn't suit up for the game, which tells you everything you need to know. He is the starting right guard. There's no question about it. Let's get to your comments here. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys continue to hit that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the show, especially if you're new. I appreciate all newcomers. It goes a long way with me. So what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing 100 people on the live stream, but only 62 likes. Come on, you guys. Come on. Now, maybe you're doing the dishes. Maybe you in the shower. Maybe you driving and your hand's not free. Maybe you got the baby in one hand and you got the Similac and the other kid in the other hand. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Goes a long way with me, my man. Goes a long way, ladies and gentlemen. Exercise your power as the consumer. Hit that like button. All right. And also, by the way, you guys, we've been having an amazing streak here. We've had over 100 people in the live stream all week. All week. We've had over 100 people in every live stream. We're hitting milestones here. Not only did we pass 5,000 subscribers, but we also are maintaining 100 people plus in the live stream. That's a big deal to me, and I couldn't have got there without you guys. So make sure you guys continue to hit that like button so we can continue to have more people in these live streams, okay? Benjamin Moore with the $2 donation. Thank you so much, OG. I appreciate you, B. Moore. He says, Tone, the professional who shows up. Go Birds. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know anything else. I got to show up. Got to show up. Antonio Holmes says, where's Eli Ricks? Guess he is cut. I think Ricks is actually going to make the roster, believe it or not. I think he makes the roster in some shape, way, or form. I think they like him too much. iShine 101 says, if not Ngata, I feel our wide receiver 3 isn't on the team yet. Wilson and Covey, in my opinion, are only spot players for a series. So you're talking about just like they're utility guys, right? They don't really do too many things well. They do like maybe one thing really well, and you can use them in certain packages and certain scenarios, but you feel like they're spot players, like they're utility guys. I understand that, especially Johnny Wilson right now. I definitely understand that. And then Covey, I think I like Covey a little bit more than you. I think Covey runs crisp routes. I think Covey is always where he's supposed to be. I think he never drops the ball. He's reliable. And we can't forget, there's still Paris Campbell. Still got Paris Campbell waiting in the rafters. I mean, he can't stay healthy. So I have no idea. I have no idea what Paris Campbell is going to what he's going to do. I have no idea what his future holds. Thanks again, B More, for the donation. I really do appreciate it. Big Pickett says Paris Campbell can do wide receiver 3. He been put in wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 situations, and he's not that. Well, yeah, for sure. Paris Campbell's not he's not a WR1 at all or 2. He's definitely a 3 in this league. And I thought he would be the one to lead that job without a shadow of a doubt, but he can't stay healthy. Big Pickens says, I really liked how our linebackers are doing. They need reps. Bond bounced back and they are building. Yeah, Zach Bond did bounce back. Zach Bond had a pretty good game also. Devin White, they were solid. All the linebackers had a pretty good game. I think Jeremiah Trotter Jr., this was the first time he kind of looked a little. This is the first time Trotter looked like a rookie. But it's okay though. Because he is a rookie. Dewad Jones says Pickett stinks. TV don't lie. McKee should be quarterback 2. I agree. There's no way there's no way they can justify to this team that he should be quarterback 2 unless you don't take competition serious. Unless it's all just a fallacy. Manson Musa says, should we be expecting dynamic from a second-year player? I think he's talking about Nolan Smith. He's a first-round pick, Manson. He's a first-round pick from Georgia. What do you want me to say? Year 1, he didn't really get any snaps. Year 2, okay, time to show something. Hassan Reddick is gone. Fletcher Cox is gone. It's time to step up. He needs to be a factor. He needs to be effective. He can't just be out there. And when I say dynamic, I'm not saying, he needs to be Myles Garrett, but it's just I'm not seeing that pop. I'm not seeing that pop. I'm not seeing that ooh, that was a nice move, right? Like maybe he's holding back for the regular season. Maybe he's not unleashing the toolkit. I get it. But I still feel like I'm watching Nolan and I'm not seeing anything that pops. I'm just not seeing it. And maybe I don't think my expectations are high. I really don't. Because he is a part of this rotation. He has to get home. He has to wreak havoc. I shine 101 with the $4.99 donation. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. He says Paris can't stay healthy. In my opinion, I feel Covey lacks strength to consistently be able to run block at his size. That's a fact. You don't want Brenton Covey run blocking at all. And that's his Achilles heel. That's why he won't probably win that's probably why he won't be a regular guy on the football field. I think there may be scenarios where he's on the field, but I just don't he can't block. But I think Covey so far is in the lead for the wide receiver 3 spot. I don't think that's a debate. I think he is in the lead. John Ross hasn't impressed, and he's hurt now. Johnny Wilson, really only had one catch in the last preseason game. He's had moments throughout training camp. He can block very, 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 very well, but he's hurt now with a concussion. Paris Campbell hurt. Brent Covey's in the lead by default. Ashawn, thank you so much for the super chat. Big Pickens said Claypool. I don't want Claypool near us. Claypool is a cancer. How did you get cut off the Bills roster and they don't even have wide receivers? They got the guy Quinyon Coleman, and that's it. I think one of their tight ends is hurt too. They got Quinyon Coleman, Dawson Knox. Who else? There's no I don't understand how you get cut off the Bills. The wide receiver competition was wide open. All right, let's see what else we got here. Kincaid, you have Dalton Kincaid. They got him too. But those are tight ends. I don't understand how Claypool can't make the Bills roster. I don't get it. Benjamin Moore says, "How we already spent the money? Hopefully, the Vikings will talk next week." Yeah, I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles will ever move Tanner McKee. They're more likely to move Kenny Pickett than Tanner McKee. All right. Now, let me get to my 5 big picture takeaways. Oh, hold on one second. Daniel Bigelow with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. He says, if Dean can stay healthy, I think he's going to turn up. Listen, man, I just need Dean. I feel like Dean needs to ramp up, right? Like, I feel like the more Dean plays, the better he gets. But he can't ever play because he's always hurt. But so far, he's been healthy throughout this training camp. So that's reassuring, right? That's good to hear. That's great to hear. But prior to this season, he couldn't stay on the field, and we couldn't even judge him properly. We couldn't even figure out if he was good or not. But now he's starting to string together games and string together moments. There's a chance that the more he plays, the better he gets. So Daniel Bigelow, you may be on to something. The jury's still out though, but you may be on to something. We got 110 people watching via YouTube, you guys. Thank you so much. And we also got some people watching on Twitch. Thank y'all so much as well. I really do appreciate my Twitch family. You guys are dope. Make sure you guys stay locked in as well. So we got over 100 people in here. Only 77 likes, 78 likes, excuse me. Please hit that like button, you guys. I need you guys to go on a like rampage. I want to try to get 100 likes before I get out of here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. You guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Let's try to hit that 100. Let's try to hit that 100-yard mark, y'all. Jay Gear just says, do you feel like sports journalists like Nick Wrong should be on bigger shows if they haven't actually played football? Nick's takes are annoying as well. I'm not one of those people that says, oh, because you didn't play, you shouldn't have an opinion, because I didn't play. And I have a lot of opinions, right? But I'm very respectful with my opinions. I also recognize my position, and I don't abuse my position. And I don't assume that I know more than what I already know. Whereas though this guy, he assumes to know more than what he does know. And he always claims he's always trying to find the hidden angle with the Philadelphia Eagles. So I don't take him seriously anymore. I used to be a Nick Wright fan. I used to have respect for what he does. He's completely transformed into one of the biggest assholes on television. And I mean that. He's transformed into one of the biggest assholes on television. You got to be careful with people that started out with a baldy and all of a sudden they got hair plugs. You got to be careful with guys like that, man. Those guys are treacherous. They diabolical, okay? You got to watch out for people who got hair plugs. All right. Now, let me get to my 5 big picture takeaways. The 5 picture takeaways. Yeah. 5 big picture takeaways. Let's get to it, y'all. So, here's the thing. Follow me here, you guys. And again, we've already sifted through the weeds, right? We've talked about every damn near every play, every moment, everybody down to 3rd and 4th string players, right? Now we need to talk big picture. But before we do so, I want to give a shout out to my man Benjamin Moore with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, good sir. Really do appreciate you. He says, nickel bag for you. I agree. Nolan in Philly now, he need to swap out. He need to swap out those white glasses for some Kazels. I don't even know what those are. What's Kazels? What is that? What is that? Let me see what that is. What is that? Oh yeah, those are. Oh yeah, my dad got these. My dad rocked these. Okay. Oh, it's a brand. Okay, got it. Oh yeah, my dad rocked these. Cool. Okay, got you. That's funny. Shout out to Be More, man. I really do appreciate you, man. That was cool. You put me on too. These glasses fly. You just put me on. All right. So, I'm going to do a call in sometime next week. I don't know which day yet, but we're going to do a call in, you guys. And also, today, like I said, we're doing another giveaway. Did I forget to mention that we're doing a giveaway today? So we got 96 people in here right now. You guys know the vibe with the giveaways. You guys know how I give it up, right? There's going to be a code word that pops up on the screen, okay? And once you get that code word, you have to email the code word to chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. You're going to email the code word with your first name, last name, and mailing address. Okay? First name, last name, mailing address, code word. If any one of those things are missing, you cannot count. You cannot count in the giveaway, okay? So the code word is going to be dropped later on in the show once I get through my 5 big picture takeaways. So make sure you guys stay locked in. You don't want to miss out on your opportunity to win some merch. I had a lot of people win, man. Keisha White won. Jameer Adams won. Mark Johnson won. And by the way, my man Bold Brew, aka Thomas Adams, his gift came in the mail. And look what we have here. Shout out to my man Thomas Adams. Thomas Adams was our giveaway winner from last week. His Eagles hat came in the mail. Looks good, man. Looks crispy. Shout out to my man Bold Brew, and shout out to you guys for always staying locked in on the content. You too can be like Thomas. You too can be like Keisha White, Jameer Adams, Mark Johnson, holding it down on the West Coast. You guys can be like them. All you got to do is follow the instructions. You could potentially win a free gift from yours truly at Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. You did what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, Thomas Adams, for showing love and being last week's giveaway winner. I'm legit, you guys. I'm legit. I'm giving stuff away. Like, I'm too legit to quit. So make sure you guys stay locked in. Today may be your opportunity. All right. Let me get to my 5 big picture takeaways, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right. Number 1. Tanner McKee is a better quarterback than Kenny Pickett, and he should be quarterback number 2. And the Philadelphia Eagles should grow a pair and make it happen. I'm tired of the, oh, well, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're trying to figure this. No, listen, your eyes are telling you Tanner McKee is better than Kenny Pickett. Your actions are telling you that Tanner McKee is better than Kenny Pickett. You had so much confidence in Tanner McKee, you put him back out on the field to win you a preseason game. If you trusted Kenny Pickett more than Tanner McKee, you would have put him out there. But you didn't. You put Tanner McKee out there to win that game for you. Tells you everything you need to know. So I don't want to hear all the bull jive, all the nonsense about how Kenny Pickett is their number 2. Bullshit. I'm not buying it. Tanner McKee deserves to be quarterback 2. He's outplayed Kenny Pickett. Eat it. It is what it is. My second big picture takeaway. Bryce Huff's performance in run defense and in coverage was promising. Now, when we brought in Bryce Huff, his resume said third down pass rusher. Only played about 42% of the defensive snaps last season with the Jets. Can his motor run hot? Can he defend the run? Can he potentially drop back in coverage and defend the flat? Can he tackle in the open field? And I feel like he checked those boxes in that preseason game. I feel like he did just that. Obviously, we want that same stuff to translate into the regular season. But so far, I feel like Bryce Huff, his performance all week actually has been promising. So I think Bryce Huff is going to be all right. I think he is. Antonio Holmes says, Tone, I'm big on Huff. I'm standing by him 100%. I ain't mad at it. He had a great game yesterday. He's had a great week. Benjamin Morris says, I'm talking about trading Pickett. Heck, we keep McKee. Facts. Jonathan Cook says, I'm trying to get on there in that call-in. I'm Jay. That was on the last one. Oh, okay, bet. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely having one next week. I can't do one this weekend, but I'm definitely doing one next week, probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. So it's probably gonna be Tuesday or Wednesday. Aishan says, hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. Y'all know the vibes. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It's currency in this YouTube space. Goes a long way. I'm trying to hit 100 likes before we get out of here. Jonathan Cook says Tuesday I'm off. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I think I'll do it Tuesday then. I should do it Tuesday. I got you. We'll do it Tuesday. We're gonna do a call-in Tuesday. As Blunt said, is that an evening call-in? Time to catch up. We could do it in the evening. We could do that. We could definitely do that. We could do let me ask y'all this question. If I do a call-in Tuesday, what time do you guys want it to start? Do you guys prefer evening or afternoon for the call-in show on Tuesday that I'm doing? Do you guys prefer evening or afternoons? Because my man Jonathan Cook is off, and S. Blunt is talking about the evening. So Tuesday evening, does that sound good to you guys for a call-in show? Daniel Bigelow says McKee won't be our second string because they gave a third rounder for Pickett. It's stupid, but unfortunately, that's got to be our reality. Yeah, man, that sucks. As Blunt says, evening for me because I work. Jonathan Cook says afternoon. All right, so I can't check every box. So I'll figure out the time, but it's definitely going to be on Tuesday. But I will figure out the time to try to be as accommodating as I can for everybody. I'll do my best. I want to make sure I take care of my people. You feel me? I want to make sure I take care of my people. So it's going to be on Tuesday, but I just don't know what time yet. All right. So let me get back to my big picture takeaways. So I said number one, Tanner McKee should be quarterback 2, but I think we all know that already. Bryce Huff, promising. Great performance in run defense and in coverage and tackling in the open field. Grateful for that man showing us something. And he's had ultimately he's had a spectacular week. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool for Bryce Huff. I'm looking forward to that. And then number three, my third big picture takeaway. The Eagles clearly see Isaiah Rodgers as their second cornerback behind Darius Slay. And he will likely get the start in week 1. Now, when I was talking to LB and Simone Stanley at the link up, we all feel like Keely Ringo should be starting next to Darius Slay. But whatever the Philadelphia Eagles are seeing, whatever we're seeing, it doesn't matter. Their actions are showing that Isaiah Rodgers is going to be the starting cornerback next to Darius Slay in week 1. Isaiah Rodgers barely played yesterday while Keely Ringo was on the field damn near the whole game. Number 4, my fourth big picture takeaway. Although Nakobe Dean played well, and based off of the Eagles' decisions, it's clear the starting linebackers in week 1 will be Devin White and Zach Bond. But beyond that, it can change at any point in the season. I know that was a lot to take in. So I'll say it again. My fourth big picture takeaway is, although Nakobe Dean played well, and we all agree that he did, and based off of the Eagles' decisions, their decisions in terms of who starts, who plays, who sits, who doesn't, right? Who dresses, who doesn't, how many snaps this person gets, right? Based off of the decisions they've made, it's clear that the starting linebackers are Devin White and Zach Bond in week 1. But trust and believe, I think that'll change at some point in the season. I wouldn't be surprised if Zach Bond lost his job to Jeremiah Trotter or Nakobe Dean. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And then my fifth and final takeaway, James Bradberry looks cooked. And I have a hard time believing that he makes it to week 1 on this roster. He couldn't tackle. He couldn't cover. No physicality. He just couldn't check any box yesterday. So I think it would be best for the Philadelphia Eagles to give him a chance to make another roster while there's still one preseason game left, while there's still 2 weeks left of training camp. I think they need to find a way to get that brother out the building. I'm not seeing it for him. I feel more encouraged about Avonte Maddox than I do James Bradberry. Right? And Avonte Maddox is not a natural safety, but he has experience playing back there a lot. He's done it. He understands the assignments. He was better. He was better than James Bradberry yesterday. Jonathan Cook says, I'm telling you, they traded James Bradberry for a wide receiver 3. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. You got to get something for him, especially if you paying him already. You got to make it work, make it mean something. Benjamin Moore says, if the Vikings are willing to move a pick and some money, Pickett is in play. I don't know, man. They got Sam Darnold over there, and that begs the question: do they prefer Sam Darnold or Kenny Pickett? Choose your evil. Antonio Holmes says Dean and Trotter work the best together. They do work pretty well together. They do. I will give you that. Antonio Holmes also says, sorry for the Caps, but I'm coming home Thursday until Sunday and going to the game Saturday. Hey, that's lit, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hope you had fun, my man. Daniel Bigelow says, be on the hook for Bradberry for what, $4.5 million? If we cut him, we need a roster spot. They can afford to cut him. Trust me, it's not about the money. His contract this year is already guaranteed. The money he makes this year is already guaranteed. So just trade him. Get something for him and take the $4.5 million cap hit. And also, I'm going to give you guys a bonus big picture takeaway. A bonus. Wide receiver 3 is so uncertain that it wouldn't surprise me if the Philadelphia Eagles made a trade or sign someone at this point. I know everyone isn't all in on Covey, right? Johnny Wilson obviously has been up and down this week. John Ross hasn't really made a splash. Paris Campbell has been hurt. That wide receiver 3 spot is so wide open. Like you guys mentioned, right? Don't be surprised if Bradberry gets traded for a wide receiver 3. I know for a fact Harry Roseman is up there brainstorming some kind of move, and we're going to see it. We're going to see a crazy move happen right before the season starts. And it's going to be for a wide receiver 3. I believe that one. That's the weakest position on offense. Antonio Holmes says, Tone, I read a rumor article about Eagles and Steelers trade for Slay. Did you see that? No, I didn't. I definitely didn't see that. That's crazy. Lala D says, I don't think they get rid of Bradberry just by their actions so far this offseason. We'll see, man. We'll see. Cooper DeJean is back. Avonte Maddox is out playing on James Bradberry. Sidney Brown is going to be healthy. He'll be back after he's off the PUP list. I just don't see a scenario where James Bradbury fits in. Trenton Wright says, I hope the Eagles trade Darius Slay halfway through the year for another pass rusher. I doubt that. I doubt they do that. That's not like, I ain't gonna lie. That's like a rebuilding type of move. Like, I don't know how trading Darius Slay gets you closer to where you're trying to get to. Davon Tyree says, man, I hope ATL don't give us problems in week 2. Listen, Atlanta's making moves, man. They're talented. They're talented and they're going to be well coached. It's just a matter of can they put it together. That's all. They're going to bring it. Don't think there's going to be a walk in the park. They're going to bring it. Aishan says, get Michi from the Texans. Everybody keeps saying that. Michi. And I'm not against it. But I haven't heard anything or read anything to see that, that's in the works. Eagles fan says, pass rush ain't it, my guy. Yeah, man. I'm a little nervous about our pass rush too. I can't lie. Jonathan Cook says, get ready for the Howie robbery. Yeah, he gonna get somebody. Trust me. He gonna get somebody. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Like I told you guys, today we're doing a giveaway. We have over 90 people tuned into the live stream right now. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys continue to stay locked in. As I always say, man, in order to qualify for the giveaway, you have to email me at chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. In that email, you must include the code word, your first and last name, and your mailing address. Okay? That's the only way you qualify to win a free giveaway from Chalk It Up Sports. So, without further ado, here is our code word. Check down 26. You guys have, let me put a timer on here. You guys have 5 minutes. You guys have 5 minutes to send me an email with the code word check down 26 with your first name, last name, and your mailing address. If you want to enter for a chance to win free Eagles merch from your boy, you have to email me at chalkitupsports52@gmail.com with the code word check down 26, and also include your first name, last name, and your mailing address. All right, we got some people rolling in. I like it. There we go. We got 4 minutes left. 4 minutes. 4 minutes, and then I will announce the winner. I will announce the winner over the weekend. All right, we got some people rolling in. I like it. Again, email me at chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. We've given away a ton of stuff, and we're not doing any repeat winners. No repeat winners. I want to give people an opportunity to really win this thing and bring something home. All right? I got to give, like I said, I got to give love to Bold Brew. Bold Brew won that Eagles hat that you see right there. Shout out to him, holding it down in Philly. Bold Brew, a.k.a. Thomas Adams. Shout out to him for securing the Eagles snapback. Also, I got to show love to Jameer Adams. Jameer Adams was also one of our giveaway winners, right? I told you guys we're doing great things here at Chalk It Up Sports. We're giving away a ton of stuff, and we want to make sure we take care of our people here. That's how we doing it. My other giveaway winners, like Keisha White and Mark Johnson. Keisha White won that Eagles hat right there. As you can see, you see the box right there. It says from Chalk It Up Sports. I mail out everything myself. Me and my wife, we go to the post office. We box everything up. We send it out to you guys. We make sure it gets to you guys in a timely fashion. And, you know, I'm just grateful that I'm able to do this, right? I'm grateful for my wife for being able to support me through this. I'm grateful for my mother, my father, who've invested in Chalk It Up Sports in an amazing way. My father is the brainchild behind the giveaways, man. You know, me and him was brainstorming all off season. Me and him was talking, just like, okay, like how can we grow this thing, right? How can we take Chalk It Up Sports to the next level? And we landed on giveaways, right? We landed on making sure we get our merch out there. And we've blessed a handful of people thus far. We've blessed 4 people. Like I said, we've blessed Thomas Adams. We've blessed Jameer Adams. We've blessed Keisha White. And on top of that, we blessed the good brother, Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson really came in and laced it. Shout out to Mark Johnson, man. Mark Johnson, he won the Kelly Green snapback you see here. And he laced it with with the shades. You feel what I'm saying? He got the OG Kelly Green on white Eagles jersey. You dig me? So shout out to Mark Johnson, Keisha White, Jameer Adams, and Thomas Adams for being my previous 4 giveaway winners. And it could be you. You could be a lucky winner. All you have to do is email me the code word, checkdown26 at chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. We have 45 seconds left. 45 seconds left, you guys. And then I'm cutting it off. 45 seconds. Checkdown26. Email your first name. Email your last name. And email your mailing address. First name, last name, mailing address, code word. Simple enough, right? Simple enough. And woo, we got some people in here, man. Y'all give me a tough decision to make. I like it. I like it. I like it. Oh, there we go. All right, that's it, you guys. So today was a hell of a show. I appreciate you guys so much for locking in, as you guys have always done. If you haven't already, make sure you bless yourself before the Eagle season starts. I dropped my merch line here. My first piece, the Apex Predator Jalen Hurts oversized tee. Like I tell you guys all the time, this is the season of being the apex. This is the season of being at the top of your game, no matter what walk of life you in, right? No matter what business, no matter what line of business you in, you got to be the apex. You got to be at the top of the food chain. You got to let them know. You got to take mine. You got to take food off my plate. You dig me? And this is the season where the Philadelphia Eagles are setting the tone. The Philadelphia Eagles are letting it be known that we not settling for anything less. And I love it. The shirt comes in 2 different colors and comes in black. And it also comes in eucalyptus, otherwise known as tan. This is the one I have on right now. I love these shirts. I love the way they fit. I love the way the fabric feels on my skin. I love the way the artwork just blends. The way the artwork blends into the fabric. It just does great. It's already pre-shrunk, so you ain't got to worry about it shrinking on you as well. This ain't one of those shirts where lint gets stuck on it easily. This ain't that at all. This is a crispy shirt. The collar is solid, and it just feels great, man. And if you're a chick, you can rock it if you got your yoga pants on, or if you got your biker shorts on. You dig what I'm saying? Or if you got on your wide leg pants, you can rock this shirt, tuck it in. You can really freak this. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make sure this shirt was palatable, not just for the fellas, but also palatable for the ladies. Had to make sure it had versatility with the color scheme. You can either go black or you can go eucalyptus. So I really do appreciate all the love you guys provide to the show. Goes a long way with me. is make sure you guys stay locked in. Make sure you guys always, always, always love yourself, love your family, do everything you can to be the best version of yourself, and everything that you want in life will come your way. I believe that wholeheartedly. You just got to keep taking steps forward, no matter how big or how small. Keep taking steps forward. Keep smashing that like button, you guys. Make sure you're subscribed to the show. Thank you so much for your support. As always, stay humble, stay healthy, and stay hungry. I've been your humble and illustrious host, Tone DeShields II, and you guys have been locked in on Chalking on Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the gang.